And the incompetence of Karnataka Examination Authority, negligence on the part of Medical Directorate and the technical flaws has rendered the counselling for medical post-graduation courses in chaos. Several seats remain unutilized despite counselling happened the whole night yesterday. The counselling for medical post-graduation course has concluded, but with much chaos. The candidates appearing for the counselling had requested the Medical Directorate and Karnataka Examination Authority to add the 19 surrendered seats, with remaining seats left after 2 rounds of online counselling. The seat distribution turned into a mess thanks to indecisiveness of the Medical Directorate and Karnataka Examination Authority on the seat matrix. They did not consider surrendered seats for distribution, but the candidates were adamant on doing so. Both the authorities failed to provide a clear picture on seat matrix, as they were well aware of the fact that each seat was so very important for the students. Hence, despite the counselling getting over today at 6 a.m., as many as 158 seats have remained undistributed.
PG counselling. So, of all this thing, medical seats to the tune of 158 seats have been left over. In dental faculty, there's 4 seats have been left over. So, consequent vacancies and the reservation that seat matrix has been given by government, and accordingly we have done counselling. So, the excess seats so far that is 162 seats. It is we are waiting for the government direction. Whatever this thing direct will go according to.
Every seat of medical post-graduation is of utmost importance for that matter. After graduating in medicine and surgery, the medicos prefer to go for post-graduation or specialization of their choice. If they get a government seat, they would be expected to pay a fee between 3 lakhs to 10 lakhs. But in private colleges, a post-graduation seat will not come for less than 1 crore. In such a scenario, the blunders committed collectively by the authorities involved has rendered several seats literally useless.
The PG counselling schedule was fixed according to Supreme Court's directive. Today was the last day for the admissions to the candidates who had secured seats. Hence, counselling was carried till today morning. We conducted the 3rd round counselling offline so that all seats are distributed. But still some seats have remained undistributed, but we will conduct counselling one more time for these seats.
The protest held by candidates to add surrendered seats to the seat matrix went futile. There were seats aplenty, but the mismanagement on the part of the authorities has rendered them go waste. Amrita Patil, News 9, Bengaluru. About 600 teachers working on contract basis in Morarji Desai residential schools run by Social Welfare Department staged a protest in Bengaluru against injustice caused to them by the department. Well, the department has issued an order regularizing the services of 323 teachers attached to Morarji Desai schools across the state. But there were about 900 teachers serving on contract basis. More than 600 teachers who have been deprived of regularization of their services staged a protest today. The protesting teachers claimed that they were no inferior to the ones whose services have been regularized. Moreover, the Supreme Court order on the issue favors them. The Apex Court had observed that 5% weightage should be awarded to teachers who had rendered service till 2014. These 600 and odd teachers feel let down by the department and staged a protest against stepmotherly treatment meted out to them. They have threatened the government about resorting to indefinite strike if the government refuses to regularize their services. We recently brought to you a report on the lack of fire safety and increasing number of fire accidents in Bengaluru. Here is yet another such incident which interrupted the morning prayers of the residents of KG Halli. These are the remains of a sofa manufacturing unit in Gandhinagar. How did it come to be in this state? What exactly happened? This is what took place at 5:30 a.m. this morning. Huge flames and smoke were seen at the factory. Residents initially tried to douse the fire, but when their efforts were unsuccessful, they had to turn to the fire department. By the time the fire department was summoned and it arrived, the damage was already done. 5 fire tenders arrived only by 7:30 a.m. There was no loss of life, but goods worth lakhs was destroyed. Fire officials speculate the source of the fire to be a short circuit.
Sir, actually that as our another resident told here, but they have not intimated the fire brigade immediately. So as when our two vehicles they started operation extinguishing the fire. But also they have taken another 4 vehicles from the nearby station, one from South Station and Igon Fire Station. Nearly there are 40 to 50 our staff and officers have been deployed for the work, and we are completely extinguished the work. I think it is nothing but electrical short circuit.
So could you explain to us where exactly could the electric short circuit have taken place? And
there is one office room, small office room is there, where the first fire was noticed. As per our observer who came inside, firefighter who came inside, they saw that. From there only the fire spread to all the compartments and the area.
Now he mentioned that there were 2-3 people actually staying inside this place, and also there were 2 sheep also which were kept inside. Now any harm to these?
Luckily there was no any casualties.
We're here in the interiors of KG Halli. This is the 8th cross in Gandhinagar, and this was the sofa factory which went up in flames early this morning at about 5:30. The fire which began in this building has left this particular building in this particular state. Everything completely charred. The walls have collapsed. The roof came crashing down once the flames started kicking in. So by about 6:30, the entire building was engulfed in flames, as you see. Now this particular sofa factory having a lot of wooden pieces, wooden logs, had a lot of cushion material, foam and other inflammable material, immediately set on fire, completely engulfing the entire building. A short circuit is believed to have started this entire fire here. A lot of police men and the fire tenders here, of course, working tirelessly. And we should note that the residents here who noticed the fire initially first came to the aid of about 3 to 4 people who are inside this particular room. The door here was broken. They were rescued first initially. No harm was, however, caused to these people. And about 7:30, that's when the fire tenders arrived. About 4 to 5 tenders in total came here and managed to completely douse the fire. Even now, as you see, the JCB trying to clear the debris which is accumulated here. A lot of people still working. The smoke is still emanating from this particular place. So this is quite a massive fire here. Luckily, no other buildings have caught fire. This has the fire tenders have managed to control the flames to this particular place. Now the owner Samshuddin is being questioned currently. We'll have to wait and watch if he actually had the permission to run this sofa factory in this particular place. With camera person Raju Patil, this is Deepak Bopana for News 9.
And well, India International Dance Congress is all set to begin, and to raise the curtains were international artists who were seen performing in their best of spirits. And mind you, this was just a sneak peek to the main event.
Well, wasn't that absolutely impressive? And guess what? This was just a teaser. If you didn't get enough of this, then don't you worry. India International Dance Congress is here to engulf you into a world of fantasy. It's going to be all about dance, drama and music this weekend as IIDC hosts over 40 international dance superstars and world champions and 45 trainers from across the country. They're going to learn dance, teach dance and give some breathtaking dance performances, just like this one.
Hope there's someone who'll set my heart free. Nice to hold when I'm tired. There's a ghost I lies down when I go to bed.
the mood for the upcoming India International Dance Congress, where these international artists who were thrilled to be part of the Indian extravaganza.
It's called Salsa Morena from Salsa Celtica. This performance has a specific development, like it's LA mixed with reggaeton, mixed with a bit of Cuban style salsa. So we don't focus only one style into this. Some people don't like it, but I love it.
Yeah, so we're from Colombia. And so yeah, we love doing this. We wanted to mix to enjoy more because the song is really sexy. So yeah, that's why we put the reggaeton in there, because we wanted to show that part also for the girl that sometimes we are not able to show all the time with the guy. So yeah, this is like a game between boy and girl.
It was
fabulous.
I won.
Our dance performance is a mix of contemporary and zouk, partner dancing. I really give it for the performance, for the audience to make a decision that does it mean the story for them. We have our own story, but I let them discover for themselves. I prefer this way.
It's an interpretation, so everybody can interpret the difference how the dance is. Yeah, the music speaks a little bit for itself, but we use the music sometimes, and then sometimes we change it to another part. So yeah, it's like Dodi said also, we try to mix in the zouk and the contemporary and all the styles we have dancing already to see what more we can do with the dance.
Well, if you thought it was just the international artists who had that zest, then take a look at the salsa team from Namma City. And who trained them? Dance guru John Anthony from Latino Rhythms Dance Academy, who also organized this event.
India International Dance Congress is the biggest dance festival in Asia. A lot of artists which Asia has never seen, and that's why we call it the biggest. We have 41 international artists and 45 national, totally about 85 of them. And it's going to be 3 days of insane learning. It's not about... Of course, India can dance much better. India has got immense talent, but we're just trying to push them, trying to not allow them to get intimidated in the global circuit. People are getting flexible. Even our Indians can do lifts and tricks, can do splits, can do everything, can do gymnastics. They're taking it seriously. It's just that they need a platform. It's passion. It's reaching out to people who really cannot afford.
150 participants from all across Asia and Europe are expected to participate, and we assure you, News 9 will bring you all the scoop. Wait and watch. Nabila for News 9.